Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another political episode. We are back again today, and boy, we got news to talk about. So, we haven't heard much about Kamala Harris, other than her concession speech, the day after she lost the election to Donald Trump. And you may be wondering, oh, where has she been? She's been in Hawaii coping, and also drinking, apparently. Her campaign is in debt. They managed to raise $1 billion, $1.5 billion, almost $2 billion, a record, and they fall in debt. How can you raise $2 billion and then end up in debt at the end of the campaign? You see, then again, this does explain, like, the inexperience of Kamala Harris altogether. Sure, you gather up a crowd of supporters, a lot of momentum, you say, and then you have the momentum. Yes, you have the votes, but you don't know how to run a campaign. And as a result, she lost badly. Votes and noise isn't how you win. That's not how you win an election. So apparently we got this video here of Kamala Harris giving a address to her supporters drunk, apparently. Everyone's saying that, yeah, there's no way she wasn't drunk. There's a difference between this happy-go-lucky Kamala Harris. Look at that. Look at her. This looks like a normal Kamala Harris, right? And then you get this Kamala Harris. Look at how weary she is. Like, look at. You're telling me she's somber? I mean, a lot of people are saying, yeah, she's a functioning alcoholic at this point. Because, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. But, so let's take a look at this video here. Harris Thanksgiving message. A drunk look sparks post. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at this 5-minute video.
And staying in the United States, Vice President Kamala Harris has kept a low profile since her loss to President-elect Donald Trump. In fact, she's been on a week-long Hawaiian retreat as her party grapples with the fallout from the election. However, the vice president has now...
That's how responsible she is, right? And she's supposedly touting a 2028 run. And guys, I gotta tell you, we need to have her run again in 2028. If she runs again in 2028, we're gonna win big. Like, America is seeing right in front of our eyes the incompetence that in this woman. All the incompetence is falling out like a wheelbarrow. It's like a dump truck, dumping all the dirt out. That's all the incompetence in our face. Like, really, you want this woman to be president? Her campaign is, the Democratic Party is in debt. $65 million in debt. They're trying to set up GoFundMes, and Kamala Harris is in Hawaii getting drunk with Doug Imhoff. Like, seriously. Is this what you want? Really? So let's continue.
Now reemerge with a Thanksgiving message to her supporters, and she has vowed that the fight is far from over. There's
While drunk.
More on the VP's next steps.
Look at, they're so sad. Aww.
After a stunning electoral loss to Donald Trump, Vice President Kamala Harris...
Wasn't that stunning? Because we knew she was so incompetent to begin with. We knew she would lose! Come on! Why are we so surprised? A stunning defeat! Well, let's be honest. Like I've said this whole entire time, the polls were skewed.
...has re-emerged. For weeks,
look at them! So sad.
Spending time in Hawaii at a $1,300 a night luxury property.
And while we, the people, are struggling here with inflation, this is supposed to be middle class. This is supposed to be middle class Kamala Harris. Middle class Kamala. What happened to middle class Kamala? $1,300 a night luxury. What? This is where she's living, guys, in Hawaii. while we, the working people, are working and actually working to get fed. But just interesting enough.
The 5-bedroom villa, owned by a scion of the Mandavi wine family, included complimentary bottles of wine. A detail that critics were quick to seize upon after Harris's subdued 28-second Thanksgiving video message, which has raised eyebrows.
They're all raised all right. Let's take a look what she has to say.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power.
She looks so old.
November 5th.
Now, she really does look like a 60-year-old woman. Look at her.
And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Yep. Oh my gosh, Donald Trump definitely crushed Kamala Harris at the polls. At the polls and election. And that week-long vacation in Hawaii didn't do her any good because she looks worse. Yeah, look at that sinister smile. Like, I'm okay. Oh yeah. Her hair too is like, she looked like she just got out of bed, but no. Look at all the squinting she's doing.
Bleary-eyed and visibly weary,
Blurry.
Harris sought to inspire resilience in the face of failure. Have you been drinking? Actor Kevin Sorbo quipped in a reply. Another commenter snapped, "Why would you release a video in which she's this drunk?"
I know.
While the message struck some as hollow, coming on the heels of a $1.5 billion campaign, electoral votes showed that Harris not only lost the popular vote, but failed to win a single swing state. And then came Karine Jean-Pierre,
Karine Jean-Pierre,
the White House press secretary, to the vice president's rescue. Jean-Pierre,
help me, Karine! Help me! They're calling me drunk and high! Help me! Oh, here comes the second woman of color. Don't call her that. That's racist. That's racist and sexist. Don't call her that.
Pierre dismissed concerns about
See?
politics, declaring the vacation was good for Harris.
Does it look bad for the vice president to go to Hawaii while DNC staffers are just wondering what they're going to do for work?
The vice president has taken time off to go spend time with her family.
Worst press secretary ever, by the way. I thought Jen Psaki was bad. Take a look at this woman. I mean, we know she was hired because of DEI. I don't need to call every Democrat that has been selected because of their. I don't need to call every person of color that happens to be a Democrat. You can tell. You can see a pattern on how they are put into power. Okay, why was Jen Psaki let go? Oops, hit my mic. But why was Jen Psaki let go? This woman, all the time, when she introduced herself, the first thing she said was, "I'm a woman of color. I'm an immigrant. I'm gay. I'm a lesbian," in other words. What? How about telling you about what you're committed to, what will you do to help us? This isn't about you, Karine. This is about us. So let's continue.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think she deserves some time to be with her family.
Well, I mean, it's fine ideally, Karine's just so stupid. You need Kamala Harris to put out the fires of your own party. The DNC is literally on fire, guys. No, not the building, but the DNC, the Democratic Party, it's on fire. It's imploding. And Kamala Harris is just walking away in Hawaii. And instead of saying, "Harris, Kamala, what are you doing? Come and help us put the fire," she goes and walks away. And Karine's just saying, "It's fine. Let her walk away. She doesn't need to help us put the fires out. Like, seriously? This does not sound like a lady that she really cares about her ego more than she cares about her own party. And definitely more than she cares about her own country.
And to have some downtime. She has worked very hard.
No, she really hasn't. She skipped Joe Rogan, and apparently she thought recording a drunk video would help her more than going on Joe Rogan. It's just mind-boggling.
For the last 4 years, and her taking a couple of days to be with her family, good for her.
Good for her. Good for her. Like, is that how you... I mean, okay. Kamala Harris letting her party burn to the ground, good for her. Good for her.
Now, not just the $1 billion fund, but even her conspicuous absence from President Biden's post-election donor gala, nicknamed the Losers Party, has fueled speculation about the commitment to the party's future.
Losers Party, ha ha ha.
November 22nd gala held in the White House's East Room, Biden tried to strike a jovial tone. "Good evening, everyone, and don't jump in the pool," he joked to a subdued audience.
Ha 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 ha, very funny.
At musical performances and heartfelt toasts.
Look at all the losers singing! It's the Losers Party! We're all woken! They're so happy being on the loser side.
The event was sparsely attended, with many top donors reportedly skipping out of embarrassment. With Harris's campaign spending...
It's just funny. They're so eager to celebrate something. Let's just celebrate being the losers. I'm with her to treat myself to anything. I'll always find an excuse to treat myself for something, and I'll just say, hey, you know what? I did this, and it was hard. Therefore, I'm treating myself. Well, yeah, I tried my best in this said thing. I didn't win, but hey, you know what? Because I tried, I'm just going to treat myself. That's sort of the normal, what a lot of people do. I guess these people are just sort of the people that want to treat themselves to everything. They're just greedy. I mean, yeah, I can't say I'm myself. Yeah, I can be some sort of greedy sometimes. But this is just a normal thing, you might be thinking. But when have you ever heard of a loser party? Did Trump throw a loser party? Trump would never do something like that. A loser party? No way. The Democrats, they're trying to make themselves hump. They're doing this on purpose, guys. They're trying to prove to the American people that, hey, you know what? We're not so tough and mighty. We're not so full of it. We're not so high on our horses. We're willing to go down, but we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to ask the American people for another chance. Will they get another chance? I bet they will. Because really, the GOP has went through worse in 2020 to 2021. And look at what the GOP is doing right now. I mean, yes, the Democrats, they're imploding right now. They're falling apart. But I have no doubt about it that the Democrats will recover. But the question is, will they recover enough for the Virginia and New Jersey elections? Because can they flip Virginia when they are imploding like this? They need a functioning party in order to take out Winsome Shears. And Winsome Shears is a strong lieutenant governor of Virginia, taking out Abigail Spanberger. I can't pronounce her name, but Abigail Spanberger, and who's a U.S. Congresswoman, has a chance in winning. But it's going to be a tight race in Virginia. And I will tell you, Spanberger is going to need that Democratic Party, National Democratic Party, to help her. And the Democratic Party's too busy setting up GoFundMes. Same deal with New Jersey. Supposedly, Republicans would want to contest New Jersey again. They're sending Jack Ciattarelli into the battlefield of New Jersey again. Who knows if they're going to succeed? But if the Democratic Party, if these elections were held today, I can guarantee you, Winsome Shears would win re-election by a lot. And I'm not so sure about New Jersey. It's potentially become a battleground state at this point. So who knows?
Becoming a particular point of contention.
Joe and I are hosting this dinner tonight for a very simple reason. Say thank you. Thank you to so many dear friends. We began this journey to redeem the soul of the nation and to find the light in the darkness.
Why is the camera shaking? I think the camera guy is probably crying, coping, or he's just laughing. He just cannot control himself. Who knows? Look at this shaking. It's just distracting.
Where the White House has become without you. Serving as President of the United States has been the honor of my life.
Sorry you were cued out. I mean, you could have served 4 more years. You probably wouldn't, because you would have been slapped across the electoral college. But I get why he's salty.
Our time in office is coming to an end. Our cause endures. That's because this is the journey of America. America, the America of our dreams, is calling us to stay engaged, to never give up, to keep going, to keep the faith.
While Democrats insist that Harris is regrouping for a potential run in 2028.
And they're like, no. Did you see the DNC co-chairwoman? No, please don't. And this woman's a person of color. Everyone would want to believe, the Democrats want to believe that people of color support Kamala Harris. They all rally behind Kamala Harris. This woman saying, no, please don't. Because I understand 100%, because the Democratic Party's future is the #1 priority. But do you think the pro-blackity black or woke revolutionaries are going to tolerate that? No way. If Kamala Harris throws her bid in 2028 and she ends up withdrawing, they're going to go nuts. They'll rage, and I can guarantee you they're not going to show up and vote, and there you go. Another win for Republicans. But then, everything, you don't know. You honestly do not know. We have 4 years ahead of ourselves before we talk about 2028. And I don't want to talk about 2028. I want to talk about the elections before 2028, because we need to get through the races, like the Virginia and New Jersey races, the midterms, the Kentucky, Mississippi, Louisiana races. We need to get through those races first before we look to 2028, because if we totally bypass these races that will determine how we do in 2028, then we basically are set to fail, and we don't want to do that, right? So let's continue on.
Her loss has cast doubt on her political future. Harris's absence from Washington during a time of crisis, including heightened nuclear tensions with Russia, has not gone unnoticed, with Jean-Pierre defending her right to downtime. As Harris steps back into the public eye, her challenge is clear: to rebuild trust in the wake of a humiliating defeat and prove she's more than a figurehead for a campaign that fell spectacularly short. Thanksgiving may bring her a brief reprieve, but the road ahead is fraught with political peril.
Okay, that's interesting. So what do you guys think in regards to, of course, Kamala Harris? Does she have a chance in winning? Well, in my view, I think, it really does depend on how Trump does. If Donald Trump delivers what the American people want, then I think Kamala Harris won't have a chance. But if it turns out to be like his first presidency, I really hope it doesn't. But, the media, they'll go on the offensive again. I know they will, because they'll try again when Donald Trump's in office, and they'll start turning things against him. But yeah, we gotta see but I'm just hoping there's a chance that if Kamala Harris runs again and she gets nominated, this will hand Trump, or not just Trump, because he can't run again, but they'll hand the future Republican nominee a win. And we really hope that's a case. So what do you guys think in regards to our video? Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next political episode.